Hey everybody, it's Mark Yegi with a quick talk about NVidia. And the question I have is, could NVidia be topping at least short term? I mean, everybody's talking about how this is the next stock and it's going to overtake Apple to be the biggest stock and it's going to be worth $3 trillion, and it is. And it's just going to keep going and going. And that's when I start to go, really? And I'm wondering if it could be topping. So let's look at the chart here. Let's take a look at the daily chart. And on daily charts, you can see these things called gaps. And so this stock has four major gaps that are just staring at us in the face. And I talked about this a few days ago on my market update. And I've been talking about it a lot, like, okay, NVIDIA goes up, but it also is going to go down. These people that have all made profit are going to start taking some profit. And so here we are looking at the stock that just hit over 1,200, and that could have been at least a short-term top. Now, it topped on pretty high volume, did 46% of its average daily volume. That makes me go, all right. And today it's got a little bit of follow-through going on. Now, the volume's a bit lower in percentage today, but now it wants to go back and fill this little gap here, and the gap starts at 1166. If it fills that gap, then there's a little tiny gap right here at 1064. If it fills that gap, this is, I think, the biggest short-term gap that it wants to fill, and that is 960.20. So those are the three gaps that are just looking at us short-term on the screen. And anybody that bought this stock at 974 and rode it to 1,200 is in a pretty good situation of profit. Anybody that bought it when it broke out, when we talked about it back in January at 505 and it went to 1,200, those are the people that are selling right in here, I think. And so if they're selling in here, that's going to provide some impetus. Now we're in a red market. That's going to also provide some downward pressure potentially. I don't know if this is going to happen. I'm just saying the probabilities start to increase. Now, the other thing is this stock broke out from a 974 breakout spot and it went to 1,200. Well, that's about a 25% increase. Statistically, 20 to 25% is where people start to take profits. And that's kind of exactly what's going on. Very, very interesting. Markets are just amazing, right? And so I think the stock looks to want to go back in the midterm, maybe not the short term, I think it's right here. Midterm, though, I think it might want to go back and test this 662. Now, a lot of bad stuff has to happen. We got to have a market pullback, a recession, or a crash, something like that. But that 662, don't forget about it if you're an NVIDIA trader, because it's on the radar. It's on the radar. And so stocks that get away from their gaps, that get away from these support levels, that get away from these big profit, breakouts, they tend to come back and test them. And so that's on. Keep that on your radio. I can't say it today. Keep it on your radar, because in 6 months, a year, we might be talking about, boy, why didn't we see that NVIDIA had topped at 1,200 before it split, or maybe after it split, and gone back. So anyway, be careful with NVIDIA. It's one of those stocks that could overnight, be down $100, could be up $100 too. I'm just trying to make you aware that there are some things on the chart that I see. Have a great day. See you on the next video.